Welcome to the Mary Potter podcast. Ready for another magical probe?
Absolutely. Always up for a good magical deep dive.
This week we're looking at, two wild tales.
Mhm.
Powerful women wielding magic, protecting their people.
I love those kinds of stories.
Yeah, epic fantasy films, those best-selling series, but condensed into...
Right, like into those captivating flash fiction stories.
You shared some really intriguing snippets with us, and we're here to kind of unpack all those magical details.
It's always amazing how those short stories, they can create such immersive worlds and characters, right?
Totally.
These flash fiction stories definitely deliver on that. It's a challenge, of course, in such a short form, is to establish those elements, immediately.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Our first flash fiction story, Serpent Queen, takes us to ancient Egypt.
Okay.
Now, Princess Nefertiti, she's not just royalty, she's
Okay.
also a sorceress, tasked with maintaining peace. You were really drawn to this idea of magic being both a gift and a burden, and this tale explores that tension beautifully.
Yeah.
She's not just the crown princess, she's fundamentally responsible for the protective wards around Egypt,
Wow.
even the well-being of the Nile.
Wow.
It's a dual role, right? It immediately sets up some interesting internal conflicts, don't you think?
Absolutely. I think what's really fascinating here is this contrast between how society perceives her as this figure of immense power, right?
Right.
Versus her own internal experience. The story mentions all those whispers, the veiled glances, and there's this focus on her sorcery rather than her as like an individual.
Yeah.
And that creates an inherent isolation, especially when her connection to that power begins to shift.
Which leads us right into that inciting incident.
Okay.
Even Pharaoh, her father, senses something's off, right?
Okay.
He talks about disturbances, shifts in the fabric of Ma'at, unsettling omens.
Yeah.
Nefertiti herself feels it, this change. Her magic, which was once like a comforting melody, now feels like a swarm of restless insects.
Oh, wow.
It's a really evocative way to describe that growing unease, isn't it?
It is. Those subtle signs, the pharaoh's concerns, the priests can't even decipher the omens, right?
Right.
And then Nefertiti's own perception of her magic has been altered.
Right.
It really builds this palpable sense of foreboding
Yeah.
before we even see any overt magical threat.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder, right, about the nature of Ma'at itself and how fragile that balance might be.
Yeah.
Is it really that easy to disrupt?
And then that night arrives when the threat makes itself known. Driven by this unease, Nefertiti goes to the Temple of Isis, and her protective magic, this golden web she casts, it fails completely against that temple wall.
Oh, no.
Huge red flag.
Yeah.
A fundamental breakdown of her primary responsibility.
I mean, it immediately establishes the scale of what they're facing, right?
Right.
It's not a localized problem. It's
Yeah.
not like a mundane attack.
Right.
It's something bigger.
Exactly. And then things escalate so rapidly.
Oh.
The Sphinx, this guardian of the inner sanctum, it's
Oh.
corrupted. Its eyes are glowing this unholy red, unleashing blasts of black energy.
Oh, that's not good.
It's no longer a protector. Right. It's a conduit for something malevolent.
The corruption of a sacred guardian, what does that symbolize?
It's a deep violation, a perversion of something inherently good and protective.
Yeah.
The unholy red, that black energy, they visually represent this force that's antithetical to the divine order
Yeah.
and to Nefertiti's own light-based magic.
So it's opposite.
It suggests this power that can not only overcome, but can fundamentally invert those existing magical structures.
Wow.
And as Nefertiti chases this corrupted Sphinx, she realizes this isn't just a normal threat. It has this terrifying otherworldly wrongness to it. Her own magic feels sluggish, contaminated in its presence.
So it's affecting her too.
This really emphasizes that unique nature of the threat. It's not just powerful, it's fundamentally different.
So it's not just from another kingdom or a magical entity we've heard about.
Yeah.
It's something else.
The sky itself tears open. This fissure appears, revealing clawed hands, this guttural hissing.
I don't like that.
Is this a cosmic horror poised to devour Egypt whole?
Oh, gosh.
And Nefertiti's magic, as powerful as it is, it's fraying at the edges against this new foe.
Yeah, the visual of the fissure, this creature emerging, it really elevates the stakes, right?
Right.
It goes from local threat to one with potentially existential consequences for all of Egypt.
Right.
And the fact that her considerable power is struggling against it, it highlights the sheer scale and the alien nature of this cosmic intrusion.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes you think Where does magic even come from in this world?
Right.
Can it stand against forces like from outside of their understanding?
Despite her fear, her father's pleading with her to flee.
Run?
Nefertiti stands her ground.
Wow.
She channels all of her will into this blinding net of light, pure defiance.
Fair.
But even then, the creature attacks and she feels her magic, her very essence being leached away.
Oh, no.
A brutal cost for her bravery.
It really emphasizes that personal sacrifice, right?
Yeah.
Involved in her role as protector.
Yeah.
It's not just casting spells. It's draining her life force.
And what brings her back from the brink? The memory of her parents, their love, and their reliance on her.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It fuels this primal blast of magic. Not a refined spell, but something raw and powerful, born of pure will.
It underscores that idea that even the most potent magic is tied to personal strength, emotional resolve.
Yeah.
It's not just about the spells themselves.
And just when it seems she might be overwhelmed, the priests of Isis arrive.
Okay.
Their combined power, focused through her amulet, creates this pillar of light that seals the fissure.
Oh, good.
It shows that importance of community, of shared purpose, in facing those immense threats.
It is a reminder that the most powerful individual doesn't always have to stand alone.
Yeah.
The priests, they draw upon their own connection to the divine and amplify Nefertiti's power.
Right.
And it shows strength and unity and the importance of these established traditions in confronting the unknown.
In the aftermath, Nefertiti is left weakened, and the high priest warns her about her immense but volatile power,
Ooh.
saying it could consume her.
Yikes.
The lingering shadow in her magic is this constant reminder of the battle. But despite this, she resolves to master it. She embraces that title of Serpent Queen as Egypt's shield.
She doesn't emerge unscathed, but she emerges stronger, more determined.
Yeah.
The acceptance of that Serpent Queen title, it signifies her embrace of her full identity,
Right.
both princess and powerful sorceress,
Mhm.
and her commitment to wielding that power despite the risks.
For her people.
Yes.
Now, shifting gears completely, our second flash fiction story, Odin's Eye, takes us to the Viking Age.
Okay.
We meet Lagertha, a shield maiden who is burdened with prophetic visions.
Visions.
She's what they call a Siacona.
A Siacona.
It's interesting how the story highlights that dual nature of this gift.
Yeah.
It evokes both awe and fear from the villagers and contrasts with Lagertha's own desire to simply be a warrior.
That contrast is key to understanding her character. Yeah. She doesn't necessarily embrace the role of the seeress.
No.
It's a burden that's been placed upon her.
Yeah.
Her longing to be seen as a warrior underscores her agency, her desire to actively shape her own destiny, rather than be a passive recipient of this divine knowledge.
Then the earthly threat arrives in the form of longships, filled with warriors who display this strange, unholy hunger. And their horrifying slaughter aligns perfectly with Lagertha's panicked visions of destruction.
Oh, wow. That immediate and violent fulfillment of her visions, it reinforces the weight of her gift.
Yeah.
It's not some abstract prophecy.
Oh.
It has devastating real consequences.
Right.
And that unholy hunger in their eyes, it hints at something deeper.
Yeah.
A supernatural influence beyond just human aggression.
And as the village burns a tear and the very fabric of their world appears in this sacred grove,
What?
unleashing these creatures of shadow and flame, trolls,
Oh, no.
it introduces that supernatural element directly into the conflict.
It makes you think, right, are these trolls just another enemy to be fought? Or are they connected to this unsettling hunger of the human raiders?
Right.
It seems like a deeper disruption of the natural order.
It is. And Lagertha has this realization that her visions aren't just glimpses of the future,
Oh,
but a connection to this other realm,
she could see it.
allowing her to pierce the veil.
Her seeress abilities become this form of perception that goes beyond the mundane.
It does.
This active interpretation of her gift, that's what sets her apart and allows her to be more than just a prophet of doom.
Yeah, and in a moment of defiance, instead of fighting these trolls conventionally, she focuses on the terror itself. She channels her will, her prayers, to force it shut and banishes those creatures.
She's strong.
This act establishes her not just as a seeress, but as Odin's weapon.
She's more than just a seeress.
Someone who can directly influence those supernatural incursions.
This is where she really distinguishes herself. Doesn't rely on brute force, but on her unique connection to that other world. By targeting the source of the threat, that tear in reality, she's demonstrating a deeper understanding of the situation.
Years pass, and Lagertha becomes this seasoned warrior whose visions continue to help protect her people.
But it's got to be hard.
But the constant whispers of the gods, those glimpses of Ragnarok, create this growing burden.
The weight of prophecy is a theme in so many mythologies, right?
Right.
Knowing potential futures, especially catastrophic ones, can be an immense burden psychologically.
It is.
And her experience underscores the idea that such gifts often come with a very significant cost.
Yeah. But then a vision of a defiant Valkyrie offers a potential path beyond simply witnessing destiny.
That vision, it acts as a catalyst for her own desire for agency.
It does.
I wonder if it's not just a glimpse of the future, but maybe a symbolic representation of her own strength and her will to challenge the course of events,
Maybe.
adding another layer to her internal conflict.
This leads to a new vision,
Oh.
approaching longships, but without malice. This signals an opportunity beyond their current struggles, and it leads Lagertha to propose sailing for England, seeing a chance to reshape the world.
This is where she steps into her own power, right?
Right.
She's not just reacting to visions of threats, she's proactively seeking opportunities for her people based on her insights.
And in the battles in England, Lagertha leads as a warrior, her own will and choices, that drumbeat of her own heart, superseding the prophecies,
Powerful.
forging her own destiny and defying the gods' perceived plan for her.
That last part of her story really emphasizes the triumph of individual agency over predestination.
Right.
While her prophetic abilities initially defined her, she ultimately transcends that role,
Yeah.
showing that personal will and action can be more powerful than even what the gods say.
What truly stands out in both of these stories, Serpent Queen and Odin's Eye, is that immense pressure and responsibility that's placed upon these women.
Yes, they both grapple with the weight of protecting everyone.
Yeah, and we see Nefertiti grappling with the weight of protecting an entire kingdom from, physical and cosmic threats.
Lagertha struggling with the burden of foresight.
Yeah, and wanting to shape her own future despite what the prophecies say.
And it's compelling how both stories explore that intersection of inner strengths and magical ability or like physical prowess.
It's fascinating to consider how those internal battles mirror the external conflicts that they face.
That parallel between inner and outer conflict creates a deeper resonance within the narratives.
It does.
Those external threats aren't just challenges to be overcome, they're also catalysts for the character's own internal growth.
These flash fiction stories, while brief, offer a rich tapestry of magic, responsibility.
They offer a powerful look at women in positions of responsibility, navigating extraordinary threats and their own inner complexities.
What resonates most with you about the challenges these characters face?
Both offer compelling perspectives on the nature of power and destiny.
Do you find that concept of inherited magical responsibility compelling, like we saw with Nefertiti, or are you drawn more to that theme of defying a predetermined fate like Lagertha's journey? We'd love for you to continue pondering these questions.
They really do make you think.
Thank you for joining us on the Mary Potter podcast for this magical probe. We encourage you to seek out more flash fiction from the wizarding world.
Yes.
And maybe even explore the historical context that might have inspired these tales.
That would be fun.
Until our next weekly show, keep those magical curiosities burning. Rate and follow the show for more captivating stories from the Mary Potter podcast.